Hello, and welcome to a look at my senior project, Mathematic. My problem statement is that recently there has been a decline in math test scores in young students. Here are article statements that help prove my problem statement with different attack plans like educational, technical, and economic. Here are some past and present solutions for some math apps and one patent, and a look at some of their in app purchases and features. Here's a look at my brainstorming. This is phase one, where I found that a math app game is the best way to help students practice math. In my second brainstorming phase, I looked at the different versions of math apps. For my project solution, I found that a flashcard math game would help students learn math. Some STEM and engineering concepts I used while creating my project are math and technology. I then had to decide how I was going to code my app, and I found this program called Xcode that is specifically for creating iOS apps and uses a programming language called Swift. Then I had to find out how I was going to learn this new code language, Swift. I found this website called Code Academy that would help me learn Swift with different projects and courses. This was the only purchase of my project, and I spent $224.05 on the Pro Lite plan since the end project of the course had me creating a whole app in Xcode. Some of the safety hazards I had while creating my project were blue light, carpal tunnel, and straining of the eyes. And this all could be avoided by taking breaks from coding and stretching my wrists and fingers. The tool I use for this project is my MacBook Pro, since Xcode is built into the computer. Here's a look at my Gantt chart. As you can see, I took a long time learning code, and I decided to change my project halfway through learning code. Here are some projects I completed with Code Academy while learning Swift. Here is the quadratic formula project, the Caesar's Cipher project, and the Magic 8 Ball project. Now, here is a look at my mock app that I learned from Code Academy. First, here's a look at Xcode. As you can see, you have your files, your coding section, and your viewing section. And now here is some code from the mock app. And here is a look at my mock app in its first stage. Now, here is a look at all the files that went into the making of the mockup and the different type of files in Xcode. Now, here is a look at my finished mockup. Complications I had when creating my mockup is syntax errors, and my first version crashed and I had to completely start over. Now let's look at my senior project, Mathematics. The first thing I had to do was create a new Xcode project, and here are some of the applications I used with Xcode. This is the planning of my app. This is called wireframing, and it's what app developers use to plan their apps. As you can see, my first version was very complicated compared to my second version. I had a couple different versions of my project, and here's a look at the first version. My first version was basically just my mock app, but it had trouble running and was way too complicated for a flashcard-esque game. Here's my second version. I used this code from this YouTube video by Indently that shows you how to create a math game on Xcode. Although the code was good, I thought I could do more, since it only had additional problems and one screen. And for my final version, I combined the code from version 1 with version 2. Here's a look at the procedure of code. The first thing I did was create a welcome view by using the code from version 1. Next, I used the code from the YouTube video and adapted it to also have a subtraction version. Then I created answer buttons in two different colors. This code also came from the YouTube video. Then I created icons that work as navigation links from the welcome screen to take players to the different screens. This code I adapted was from the YouTube video as well. Here is a look at my app on Simulator. As you saw, it has a welcome screen with two different icons to direct you to the questions. And then the back button to go back to the welcome screen, the randomly generated question, and then the four randomly generated answers. And at the bottom, there's the score. Now, here is a look at my testing video. As you can see, Cade Moody is testing out my app on my computer through Simulator. This is because it would have cost me $99 a year to have published this app onto the iOS store. As you could probably tell, my test results are not that accurate because he only played the game once. If I had more time, I would have created a pre test, have the tester take it, and then play my game for a week, and then give the testers a final test. If their scores increase, then it would prove that mathematics can help raise math scores. Some complications I had while creating my final version was figuring out how to create two working navigation links between the screens and have the links fit onto the screen. Another problem I had was figuring out how hard to make the problems. I ended up making the difficulty 50%, so there would be two-digit questions. In conclusion, I believe that mathematics could have been a successful way to help students practice math. Although the app did not end up really being a flashcard-esque game, I think the simplistic design and pastel colors will keep the user focused on the game. Some recommendations I have for my project would be, given more time, I would have added multiplication and division sections, a timer countdown system, and created different difficulty levels. And here's a look at my works cited, and thank you.